Hi, San Diego. It's Kimberly Schmidt, your San Diego real estate expert here. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the cornerstones of my business, which is the confident move method. And this is a strategic approach to both buying and selling real estate in San Diego. I want to start by talking about why I came up with this framework. It is because within the first few minutes of virtually any buyer or seller phone call that I get, I encounter potential clients who sound overwhelmed and stressed out before their sale or their purchase has even started. This is understandable. It's going to be one of their largest financial transactions, of course, probably in their lives. But they are also encountering so much noise, so many headlines, so many opinions given to them by anyone who's bought or sold real estate, or who even hasn't bought or sold real estate in San Diego. And they are hearing so much information in a way that is often presented to just capture attention or to instill fear, rather than being presented with very calm, deliberate, data-based information. All right, the glasses had to go on because I can't see myself, nor can I see my notes. At the core of the confident move method is the idea that when a buyer or seller does anything, they know the reason behind what they're doing. So the first tenet of this is education first guidance. Supportive, you're going to see sample forms. There's always a full conversation about the entire purchase or sale process so that questions can be answered early on and you know what you're getting into beforehand. Second tenet would be the data-driven strategy. Numbers in this business are everything. We have definitely an emotional component to a sale or a purchase, without a doubt. This is a people business and home is where the heart is, but the numbers do count. And when we can lean on those to make some good decisions, I have found, and I think clients have found too, it's just super helpful. Takes the guesswork out of a lot of the transaction. Concierge-level preparation. So this applies to both selling and buying. Selling, it becomes very specific, where we're talking about staging and cleaning and maybe some refreshing and some upgrades and the media and our 72-hour launch digital strategy, all of that stuff. But on the buy side, there is preparation for that too. And so there are many other things that go into a purchase besides just looking at the homes and looking at the comps and writing the offer. So we're guiding buyers through all of those steps so that when they get to the finish line, it has all made sense and they have all of their ducks in a row. Moving forward, there is also calm communication. So when you go see a physician, you don't want this stressed out, freaked out doctor managing your case. You want the steady hand in a storm, right? And that is the service that we provide. We have done this hundreds of times. I always tell my clients, if I'm not panicking, you shouldn't be panicking. And it would be very rare for me to panic during a transaction. Customized planning. So the person moving to San Diego from Boston is different from the person who's been living in Pacific Beach for years and wants to downsize, is different from, a person who's retiring and going to be leaving San Diego entirely. So the initial interaction is really based on, okay, what can be customized for this client so that their individual needs are met. All of those transactions are so different. And that's really what's cool about real estate. And why I love this job is because all of my clients are so different and it's never boring. And it is so exciting to help people move on to the next phase of their journey. And I still get excited with every single home I sell, every single one. To put that deal together and get that person moving on to the next thing is just always a great feeling. Strategic negotiation, that comes into play buying or selling, and it's more than just price, right? It's contingency periods, it's repairs. There's so many pieces that go into it, and we use every tool at our disposal. What's important to talk about too is that with the Confident Move method, the strategy part of it is always changing because the market is always changing. So when we were in 2021 and 2022 and we had this insane market, it was so crazy. I would put a listing on and I would have 18 offers within a couple of days. And I know buyers remember what that felt like, to be just fast and furious. That is not the market that we're in today. Although I will say the listing that my partner and I, Barbara, we just put on the market, we did end up with 12 offers this first weekend because of the very careful and strategic way that we positioned the property to launch. It's different all the time. The strategy must adapt to the market and the times always. So just know that we're keeping that in mind, and it's constantly evolving. Ultimately, any framework that a professional has is only as good as the professional who is executing it, right? So when I'm talking about the Confident Move method, it's not a gimmick, it's not a brochure, it is legitimately how I work with every single client, no matter which side of the transaction we're on. It guides us. I can think, okay, are we having communication? Are we respecting that person's communication wishes? Is the cadence what they want? We are talking about, all right, do we have all of our data, all of our ducks lined up in a row? Do we have our strategy in place? Is this person supported? Do they need to just talk to me for 20 minutes and vent and let it all out so that we can then get back to the business of our transaction? That is very much a part of real estate. It is a people business. These are human beings. And that is so much a part of my role, is to listen and support my clients from beginning to end. So if this sounds like something that could be a good fit for you, whether it's now or 6 months from now, hang on to this, reach out. And the Confident Move method really just starts with a conversation, see if we're a good fit for each other. And ultimately, if we work together, you end up making a move that you just feel really wonderful about, that it wasn't a mystery how you got there, that your steps were very deliberate and confidence inspired. I'm Kimberly Schmidt with Compass, San Diego real estate expert, and I will see you next time.